Today, we're flying to Japan for 300 bucks. Zipair is a small, low-cost long-haul airline based at Tokyo's Narita Airport with only 7 aircrafts total, and they're all Boeing 787-8 fleet. The only fare that is displayed on the website's fare calendar is the base fare, and this only guarantees you a seat on the flight and nothing else. All I paid for was the airfare, a confirmed window seat toward the back, and the dinner, which will be provided, but it's not included in that base fare. More on that later. We're going non-stop to Japan for just over $300, so how would that compare to a full-service flag carrier? What will be provided in that base fare by default to keep us comfortable and satisfied for that 11-hour flight? What will it really get us? And our experience can't be that bad, can it? What's going on, guys? Casey Flower here. The plan today is to take one of their Boeing 787-8s from here in San Francisco all the way back to their home in Tokyo and see how Japan, let alone Asia, does low-cost long hauls and see what that $300 flight to Japan got us. As this is an ultra-low-cost airline and it uses the no-frills fare structure, the lowest cost and most restricted fare, the one we'll be using today, only guarantees a random seat on the plane. It offers higher fares with higher flexibility that includes more flexible seating, the dinner service, a sleeping amenity set, and baggage, but those are all included in those higher fare types that come with their cost. All of these options and amenities are totally available and add on at any time before departure after booking it. Pre-flight though, there are several amenities available in the online boutique on top of dinner. The items available in said online boutique are available via the trip itinerary and can get on board even if they aren't included in any of the bundles I mentioned a second ago, apart from the amenity kit. But here's what's offered. Again, feel free to pause. You can pay $20 for an express service if you're really that impatient. The amenity kit for when bedtime rolls around and gives you a nice blanket, slippers, an eye mask, neck pillow, and earplugs. Snacks are also available for a separate price on top of the dinner, and a pretty extensive list of clothes and cosmetics. These are also available on board, so you have plenty of time and cruise for some onboard shopping, but availability is limited depending on stock, so take action. Here's what we have available to eat. Everything goes for $14.26 USD if you choose not to pay for the fare types that the meal is included in. Pause the video if you would like to analyze these beautiful photos. I chose the very Japanese Hayashi Beef with rice, which we'll take a look at here in a bit. We also have the option to pick out a drink to complement our meal, but don't be like me and order late enough to where they're out of stock. After pre-purchasing dinner, we're greeted with more options to get ready for the trip, ranging from Wi-Fi on board, to hotels, and transportation upon arrival. Okay, with that said, unfortunately, check-in was not available online, so off to the counter we go. How you doing? Can I just check in, please? Check in and grab a boarding pass.
Yes, can I have your passport?
Yes, sir.
And do you have any check-in bags, please?
No, sir. So is there a policy, free carry-on, free personal item, or just free personal item?
So we don't distinguish between personal and carry-on.
Okay.
So they're all carry-on.
Okay. For complimentary, or just is one of them free, one of them paid?
Yes, for complimentary, carry-on weight is supposed to be all under 7 kilos. So
Okay.
can we have it on the scale at the same time?
Yeah. That's all I got for now. 8.5.
Yes.
Okay. What? 6.9, sir.
Yes, we okay to put the tap?
Yeah, go for it. Awesome. So the 7 kilograms is complimentary, right?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you. Okay.
First double check your name is correct.
Yeah, that's me. Okay, so quick debrief to what happened there with my backpack during check-in. So how Zipair does it is they don't do it with size, and it has to fit in like a baggage sizer with how the ultra low-cost carriers do it here in the States. It's based on weight. So for the personal item to be complimentary and not having to pay for it, it has to go on the scale and not be over 7 kilos. So, with my backpack down there, with all my clothes and camera gear, I put it on. Came out to 8.5 pounds. And that's a no-no. But yeah, the guy down there did a pretty good job at dumbing it down and uncultured Americanizing it for me. That they just do it based on weight. But yeah, I was able to take it off and kind of reconsolidate and make it lighter to make it drop from 8.5 down to 6.9. Like, I just took some clothes out and reconsolidated those into jacket pockets. And there was also an old camera lens in there, which I didn't need. That was weighing it down quite a bit, that I tossed out. But yeah, we are in the clear, and we got our tag on there to get that on. And we now have that as a free personal item, free carry-on. The alternative would have been to pay for it as a checked bag, not a carry-on, a checked bag. Because the window closes to pay for it as a carry-on is 24 hours prior to departure. And at check-in, it was too late for that. So the alternate would have been paid $60 and get it checked and pick it up in Tokyo and not have it for the 11-hour flight. And yeah, no one wants to do that or pay $60 when they don't have to. But boarding is in about 15 minutes from now. So we'll get on and see what they got for us on board. One quick thing worth acknowledging was that I was able to get the price fairly low as I booked the itinerary 3 months out, and there was a bit of a sale going on, so that helped. I only ended up paying a total of 307 USD. As I looked back at the fare calendar closer to my date of travel, the airfare went up to what would be closer to what the first service flag carriers would cost, but the lower end of what the first service flag carriers would cost. The fare would go up as the seats would become less available. Other factors include how competitive the route or travel season is. Higher demand routes and travel seasons mean bigger and scalier prices. But nonetheless, Zipair still appears to be the most affordable non-stop option in Tokyo. I know I'm beating this to death, but keep in mind that fare listed for Zipair was that cheeky base fare. So it's only going to increase depending on how much is added onto it in the end. Bottom line is just try to do what I did and catch them doing a decent sale. So let's go see what that got us. Yes ma'am, have a good one. Juliet Alpha 824 Juliet will be the 12-year-old Dreamliner over to Japan this afternoon, and she was delivered to JAL in September of 2012, then to Zip in December of 2021. I got to my home for the next 11 hours across the Pacific. 49K has a pitch of 31 inches, a width of 17 inches, and a recline of 3 inches. Alright, we are boarded on the Zipair 787 over to Tokyo. This seat's pretty standard for a low-cost carrier. No IFE, but we do have a device holder, so we do have in-flight entertainment. It's just bring it on device. I noticed there's also Wi-Fi too, so we'll connect to that later and see what that's all about. Not quite sure if it's a browser with actual movies and TV, as it would be like if it were an IFE, or like just a Wi-Fi network that we can connect to. But we'll check that out and see what that is once we get airborne. But yeah, pretty standard. We have in-seat power, which is working and is nice, so we can keep our bring your own device entertainment powered up for the long haul. But there we go. We will be pushing out of here momentarily. The boarding door is closed and make our way for the long haul over the Pacific. Our takeoff performance allowed us to take runway 1 right as opposed to 28 left, which is a little non-standard for the long-haul heavies like us, so that's cool. Alright, we are airborne out of San Francisco and on our way over to Tokyo. But so far, the seat, it's honestly pretty standard. The firmness and the cushioning of it is honestly pretty standard to what it would be with any economy seat on any type of carrier, budget, or for service. No problems with it yet, with the firmness or cushioning. Pretty thick. But I also looked into the internet that we get, so I just went into my settings and just selected Zipair Passenger. And then open Safari, put in wi-fi.zipair.net. Let that load. There's also instructions on how to get to it in the seat back pocket, just a printed version of how to connect to it. Just a both-sided, laminated sheet of paper that shows you how to do it visually. But once you're connected, the first thing that comes up is actual internet that you can connect to, but when I tried it, I didn't have very good luck. But the flight is still relatively young. We still have some time, a lot of time. So maybe it'll work if I want to try later. But below that is more entertainment that you can go into, and you can look into movies. I couldn't see any TV series or anything, but just movies. It's all just the standard stuff you'd see on pretty much any airline, like Top Gun Maverick, Crazy Rich Asians, all that. There isn't even that much either. When I looked at it, I could only see like 10 or 15 releases that you can go through, which would keep you busy for the whole flight. If you want to watch all of them, you could do that in more time than it would take to get through the whole flight. But yeah, it's just not very much in terms of releases. There's also Zipair specified content too that you can look at if you're interested, like documentaries and such. There's also a flight map, which all it is just a version of the flight path program, where it just shows a map and the ETA and the aircraft of where you are, and like different views, like the HUD view with the altitude and airspeed, and like the wing view, all that. And then a little funny, there's a button to Spotify, which you tap on it. Literally all it does is open Spotify, either open the Spotify website or the Spotify app. Since I had it downloaded, it legit just opened the Spotify app, so that's a little weird. But there you go. In the seatback, there's also QR codes to the in-flight shopping, which I covered back in the video intro. But since we are airborne, the shop is closed. There is still stuff available, but you just can't order. So, like, if I just go back into the boutique, there are these cool, like, Zipair tags. That looks pretty fun, but just went into there. They're available. They weren't expensive, but I couldn't add to cart because it just weren't available. And then same went with snacks. Like, I could look at a Coke, and same thing. And then seat upgrades, same thing. So the shop is there, and I can go shopping, but it's just not available. So I don't know what that's all about. If you're even able to do that while you're airborne and use in-flight shopping there to pass the time when nothing's available. But as of now, we're not losing light, but it's getting pretty late in the day, and we have relatively limited daylight left, and I'm not sure how much of the flight in reality is going to be in daylight, because the route goes pretty far north, up into like Anchorage Center and up into Alaska, and where that is, I'll put a photo of it on screen of our flight plan. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So in reality, I don't know how much daylight we'll actually have, but we'll enjoy it while it lasts, and we'll look out, and I'll catch you guys when dinner rolls around. As I showed you in the intro, I got the Hayashi Beef with rice. Looks pretty good. Nice hot meal. I'll show you again the meal options that you can get. All of them are $15. So about hour and a half after takeoff is when they would come through and give the in-flight hot meal for dinner. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat up and enjoy the views outside and just relax and enjoy the next 9 hours of flying. Hey, it has been just over an hour since I spoke to you guys last. The sundown out there looks absolutely beautiful, with also pretty trippy cloud formations too. So, I tried connecting to the internet again back in the entertainment browser. Tried connecting to it again. Still wouldn't work. Tried resetting my phone to connect to it. That wouldn't work either. I also went back into the in-flight services in the in-flight entertainment, like where the movies are. Tried watching one of them. It wouldn't even load. I tried to start one of them during my dinner. That wouldn't even load. So yeah, that's how my luck has been with the Wi-Fi and in-flight entertainment this far. Yeah, so it looks like I'm gonna be raw dogging in the next 8 hours in Tokyo. Because me being me, of course I didn't come prepared. Because why would I? With any downloaded content. But hey, just because it didn't work for me does not necessarily mean it won't work for you either. So hopefully when you come and do this, it'll work for you and you have better luck than me. But hey, it happens. Alright, welcome to the Lee review on board the Zipair Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner. Respectfully representing with my 787 t-shirt. It's pretty standard 787 bathroom. Got the baby changing table. Got the toilet. Pretty clean. So far so good. Lift it up. Yeah, it's good. It's nice. Zipair branded hand soap right there. Got the sink, hot cold. Got paper towels on both sides here. Seatbelts on, return to your seats. Mirror, me, bigger mirror, bigger me. Then a no smoking, no vaping sign. Then another mirror, and another me. So yeah, pretty standard what you got here on the Zipair 788. So funny story, you know that phenomenon that if you complain about something for long enough, it'll automatically fix itself? Well, that's what just happened with the Wi-Fi in the in-flight shop. I tried connecting to it again, just for fun, thinking it wouldn't work, but hey, right then and there, it worked, and I'm connected, and it pretty much works like a charm now. And the shop also works now too. So I went into it and went into the goods area. Got myself a couple of those Zipair tags. So I have those now and can strap them on my backpack. So I got some Zipair swag for myself too from the onboard Zipair shop. But yeah, as I showed you before, there are goods and certain snacks and drinks and even seat upgrades too that may or may not be still available. But yeah, a pretty good selection of stuff, even if the availability is limited. If you go through it, even with the snacks and drinks, good availability. The goods and swag, pretty good availability. But I can keep myself busy by going online now. The internet is going to be hit or miss, supported by the fact that I couldn't get connected to it until 3 hours into the flight. But when I got connected, it does work. Streaming anything is going to be hit or miss. It is going to work, but it is going to be hit or miss. I can track the flight on Flight Radar. I can go through social media. I can text. I can do all of that. But just like it is on any commercial flight, it'll be pretty hit or miss. But it does work, and I'll take what I can get. But as of now, we'll just keep chasing the sun to Japan. still chasing the sunset out there. Have just about 5 hours left until we get to Tokyo. I want to try to get some sort of rest during the second half of the flight, just because it's midnight body clock time. So I'd like to not be brain dead when we get to Tokyo. So just gonna sit back, relax, and just lean my head on the side of the plane here. It does kind of hurt down there, but I don't think it's the seat's firmness necessarily. I think it's just my weight, and it's kind of just how I distribute my weight throughout the seat. Like if I come over here, then I don't feel it like as much when I sit back. But yeah, I don't think it's the firmness of the seat necessarily. The seat's holding up on me pretty fine right now still. But yeah, I don't even think just to look out, just try to sit back, relax, try to get some rest. So I'll catch you guys as we get closer to Zaplasen. Alright, we have just under an hour to go until we land in Tokyo. I really want to say I got that full 4 hours of rest from when I spoke to you last, but in reality it was probably like 2 to 3 hours consecutively of rest. But hey, you know what? Who's counting? Quality of sleep over quantity. But since we don't have very long to go, I'm going to use the rest of the time on the way in to rate this flight using my channel original rating system. If you're new here, I use this rating system to rate every airline overall at the end of every one of my airline reviews, named the Raleigh rating because my first name is Raleigh. But I use 6 different categories to rate and review the flight to see how it did. So let's go ahead and see how Zipair did tonight. The service was a 10 out of 10. Everyone was very patient, welcoming, and laid back throughout the entire flight. They were efficient with getting through the dinner service and did several trash runs afterwards. Honestly, they provided really comforting hospitality overall. The online good shop was easily accessible and very extensive with pretty good availability. The cleanliness was a 9 out of 10. It was an okay looking cabin for a 787. It had calm cabin lighting and crews to accompany the sundown that was going outside throughout the flight, and the windows were pretty much spotless. There were just what looked like some leftover stains from past meals left on my tray table, and some minor dirty spots scattered throughout the overheads. The Wi-Fi was a 7 out of 10. The good news is that it was 100% complimentary to make up for the lack of seatback IFE. I wasn't able to get it to work for the first 3 hours of the flight, but when I eventually did, it was nice for a little bit, then I started to lose it again. All it was really able to be reliable for was texting and sending and receiving photos and videos, and scrolling through social media. Doing tasks like streaming video, or actually searching things on the internet started to become a reach. As with most internet on flights, I would not rely on it working, so don't be like me and come prepared with downloaded content to keep you busy. The food was a 9 out of 10. As a low-cost carrier with the no frills rules, all the meals were an extra fee and had to be pre-ordered pre-flight. The various snacks and drinks in the shop were also all bar on board and only available in the online shop. There was no dedicated drink, snack, or meal service for anything apart from when the crew hands you your orders. On some happier notes though, from all the dinner meal selections to all the drinks and snacks available in the online shop, there was so much available to choose from. My Hayashi Beef tasted amazing, and I would think that would carry on to all the other meal options that were available. The selection from the online shop looked amazing, stocked with both American and Japanese snacks. The entertainment was a 5 out of 10. As there was no seatback IFE, the in-flight entertainment is bring your own device. The seat gives you a device holder to accommodate this. The Wi-Fi was free, but hit or miss, so don't depend on it, and streaming anything for entertainment will be a gamble. I could also never get any of the 10 in-flight movies that were actually provided in the entertainment browser to actually play, so don't depend on those either. There was also in-seat power at all the seats to keep our devices charged, so that helps. The seat was a 10 out of 10. I personally didn't have any major issues with the firmness or legroom. It felt pretty much the same as what a first-service flag carrier economy would give you, with all the standard economy seat essentials, including in-seat power, an adjustable headrest, and multiple storage pockets. It had the buttons for the flight attendant, and light on the seat back instead of having to reach up for them. It was also convenient having a cup holder both on the tray table and the device holder, so that was cool. So the overall rating for this flight is going to be an 8.3 out of 10.
All passengers, we have just landed at Narita International Airport. The local time is 8:22 in the evening. The weather is fair condition. The temperature outside is 8 degrees Celsius, which is 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off. Please take care when you open the overhead compartment as items may slip out. You may now use all electronic devices, including cell phones. And please make sure that you take your passport, cell phones, and all other personal belongings with you. The temperature outside is too cold, so please stay warm and take care as you continue your journey. Thank you for flying with us today, and we hope you enjoy your stay in Japan.
Have a good night. Appreciate it. And yes, that is us down at Tokyo Narita. My final thoughts on Zipair. As a low-cost long-haul airline, I thought it was okay. The seats were nice, the crew were nice, the food was really good. Just the Wi-Fi was a bit hit or miss, but it is free, so you kind of get what you pay for there. But I came to see what I get up to in the coming weeks. Well, I know what I get up to, but you guys don't. You guys got to stick around and find out for that. So I look forward to seeing you guys then for my next adventure. Bye for now.